Hello everyone and welcome back to Star Ladder Season 12, China. We're doing Group A action and we have one hell of a best of 3 for you. It's EHOME taking on LGD and we have made it to Game 3. Game 3 hype.
Now, unless Tongfu does something crazy and upsets one of these teams, the winner of this is going into the next stage. The loser goes home. IG already 3-0'd the group. They just wrecked everyone. So, honestly, I feel like both of these teams are pretty strong. And in an ideal world, they'd both go to the playoffs. But somebody's got to get knocked out here, Dakota, and I think it's likely whoever loses this series.
So we won't hold you back any longer. We got to go ahead and see what the hell they're going to be drafting for this final and very important game number 3. And, well, we get underway. EHOME, they ban out the Troll and that Bat Rider.
Yeah.
And LGD do the same ban.
Last time they banned the Storm, and I think they really would love to have that back because although there are ways to deal with Storm, there's almost no way to deal with that. Like, in theory, the hero has counters, but in practice, he just wins games, especially in Chinese Dota. These teams just feel so much more comfortable when they can play around the vision, the early blink dagger, the map control that comes from the gem pickup. It just makes life difficult. LGD going to go for the axe here. Sniper is out there in the pool. The Clockwork and Earthshaker are available. These seem to be some of the go-to picks, but EHOME are gonna
silencer.
Yeah,
gotta get that silencer, bro.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not either. I'm looking for this, like, whoa, what has everyone else been missing out on?
Maybe we just haven't gotten to see it. Maybe it's so good that they've all been practicing constantly, furiously. How do we shut down the silencer? Now they're all just pros at it. But absent that, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, big in pub maybe.
Strong
but
hero. Just situational. Not in every game for a second pick.
No, not at all. But we'll see if EHOME still want to grab it here. They lead in with a Witch Doctor grab. So this could be the early start and foundation to a good bull rush kind of push objective lineup. They do risk now LGD being able to pick up something like an AA as a response to all the sustain. But EHOME, they pick up the Storm Spirit as a second grab, saying, hey, I know there's a sniper out there, but don't you think about it.
Yeah, this definitely discourages the sniper pick. That is for damn sure. And Storm's just damn strong in his own right. This is where LGD, Skywrath may be the pick here. Already good with Axe, and it gives you someone who can just shut down the Storm in the laning stage, potentially. But if you're EHOME, you don't have to run your Storm mid. We have seen quite a few teams just throw the Storm in the safe lane, keep him out of harm's way, and it's tough to contest that hero, unless you have like a really, really powerful, aggressive tri-lane or maybe a dual lane. So I think LGD likely the Skywrath is the pick here. No? Okay, Lion. So similar idea of the Skywrath, but it scales a little bit better into the late game as far as locking him down. You give up some laning presence, but you get the instant hex. So it's I think it's a decent alternative to the Skywrath.
The MMY Lion, he'd been playing a lot of it. Makes me a little sad though because it looks like we'll have another game we won't get to see the Wisp pop out. Definitely not for LGD side, and I don't think they would do it for EHOME at this point either. Maybe that's one of the good strong go-tos to have against something like a Storm Spirit, man.
Absolutely. But maybe they are still thinking Sniper. You know, they banned the Clockwork. Who cares if you have Storm? We'll protect the little guy.
Okay, that's risky, man. Storm is crazy. He's crazy, man. He'll get in your face. Go! Good! Silencer ban. Whoa! He almost got through.
Once you pick the Storm, then I think the Silencer becomes a pretty solid
bet. This is one of those occasions where it's like, okay, having the silence, but there's still plenty of other support silence.
It's more just like a first overall pick Silencer. It's like you're not countering anything yet.
10 seconds.
The hero has a lot of weaknesses. He's a support that has no disables, countered by fairly cheap items like Yules. Manta Style's not particularly cheap. Even just the BKB pickups can really neuter Silencer in the mid game, but once you get Storm, then the ban makes a lot more sense.
Still get a Disruptor, though. LGD could still get something like that to still have the silence with the Static Storm Ultimate. Glimpse works good to either bring Storm back from where he's leaving or at least get him away from an early gap. If they do want to go for something like a Sniper and he's trying to make the jump onto him, you just go, get the hell out of here, and glimpse him right back. But
yeah, we'll Disruptor could be good. It's just a strong laning support in general, which
so good at zoning. Yeah,
seems to be what LGD is favoring. We've not seen many greedy jungle type supports. You know, if you look at the Southeast Asia games for comparison, pretty much every game there was an Enigma, often countered by Sand King. Chen was really popular. These heroes have not been appealing to the Chinese teams, at least not so far in Star Ladder.
Yeah, that's funny to me. That's what gets me excited, that when we finally get to have these LAN events and we see all this clash, who has the better strategy, the better drafting persona? We'll see this Silencer take on the best that the East has to offer. What's something that the I'm trying to think. So what is it? Something like maybe the Western Dota scene have been picking up a lot lately. They definitely put a lot into like an Earthshaker. We don't see very many Earthshakers at all, even if it's going to, like they will let the Batrider through and then deal with him with like grabbing up something like a Vengeful Spirit and Earthshaker, ways to like, you know, take it back at him.
We've seen a decent number of Wisp picks. The Spirit Breaker is really big.
Oh yeah. Really good
Speaking
against
of which,
Sniper.
he's ignored here.
Yeah. Good against Sniper though.
Yes.
Very
good against Sniper.
Good against Slark, but
Not the direction EHOME want to go, though. They want some overwhelming team fight to back up the Storm pick. It's someone who can farm the Ancients, which they don't have right now.
could see a Rubik here now, also from LGD.
I'm wondering if they even want that dirty Medusa pick to round things out.
For LGD?
No, for EHOME.
Oh, for EHOME again.
Yeah, you've got the Witch Doctor Death Ward to go with it. It kind of pairs nicely with the Tide. The alternative is to get more of a ganker that's going to be able to walk around the map with Storm Spirit and set up kills. But Tide Hunter's your offlaner, almost certainly, and normally that second ganker is the offlane hero.
Yeah. Does make more sense now why they banned out the Silencer if they're going to go this big of a team fight impact and these kind of heroes who bank a lot on their skill set, not so much onto their right click so far. So they definitely need to make sure they can get everything off. So LGD, they can either go down the road of a secondary support Disruptor or now a Rubik with all these delicious sweet skill sets that are out there.
Yeah, Rubik could be good. Maybe they want to hold the support pick.
Yeah, they will.
Don't go Razor.
Worked from the last game.
Yeah, it can dominate the Storm. It can dominate the Tide. Nobody on EHOME's lineup really handles Razor that well in the lane.
But like you said before, Storm Spirit can always go to the safe lane, and they can get someone who can deal with the Razor. Who can deal with it? Do we have to go back to TI3 days, like OD or Viper or something?
Yeah, it's like OD or Viper. Even then, it's not fun. At best, you're breaking even versus Razor. If you win the lane, it's because he screws up or because you had a gank or some sort of extra help in the lane.
5 seconds
What
remaining.
about mid lane Wind Ranger?
Those three all do pretty well. Razor's still going to at least break even, if not win his lane.
You just need someone who can deal with Razor trying to impose his will, because he wants to man fight. So you need someone who can kind of either get in and out or is just as happy to man fight with them. So Jug finally will be picked up here, the first time in this series. Other Chinese teams still love to throw him into rotation, including IG, who found a lot of success on the back of a burning Jug. This time EHOME going to give it a go.
This pick feels a lot better now that LGD banned the Ancient Apparition. Before that, Healing Ward as well as the Witch Doctor heal could have been countered pretty hard, but well, LG paved the way for that pick, and it's a very well-rounded draft from EHOME. Team fight from the Tide, pick off potential from the Storm Jug, some Roche potential from the double heal. They're a bit lacking in terms of tower to killing ability, but they could round that out with their last pick if they want to be a little bit greedier. Shadow Shaman's not a bad option. If they want a stronger laning support. You mentioned the Rubik going the way of LGD.
I mean, now you have a Jug with Omni Slash. That's even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
Could be another good pickup for LGD, but I even think EHOME maybe consider something like that.
Yeah. Man,
it's tough to keep Axe out of lane. If
Could
they
also see a Shadow Shaman here. I don't know if they want to keep putting behind objective
Shadow
game.
Shaman
Imagine
definitely.
having Lion and Shadow Shaman together. I don't know if that's something you really go for, but
no, I was thinking more for EHOME.
Oh, for EHOME?
I think if either team gets Shadow Shaman, it's almost certainly going to be EHOME here.
Yeah.
LGD do need that second support.
You know what they don't ever get as a support on the scene also is like a Dazzle. Dazzle's very popular in the Western scene as a good defensive support, or maybe occasionally a grab up in a Baden or something, but they just don't care to go down that road here.
LGD could consider Dazzle. They already have the Axe anyway, so they have the counter to the Shallow Grave. And
ooh, what about for EHOME? They get, now that you see a Lycan, Treant Protector? They could get even more heal. They don't have to get punished by AA. It's good to lock down the Lycan. But he could be caught out easy here from like a quick reaction Lion or Axe or something like that.
The only area where the tree really struggles is in terms of his laning presence versus an Axe. Like, he's got pretty good base armor, or not base attack as well as just HP, so he can kind of trade blows, but he can't really keep Axe out of the lane by himself. That's the one weakness.
So someone to zone back this Axe. Disruptor could still do it.
I still like the Shadow Shaman for EHOME, but they ban it, so they have something else in mind here. There's also actually Avenge is banned.
It's got to be a support then who could help push. I mean, they have Lycan and Razor.
Chen could be the other option for EHOME.
Yeah, Chen, maybe is Enchantress crazy to think about?
Pick.
Is there a pushing support that silences?
Nobody wants Enchantress. Well, there's Enigma.
Pugna support. This is the time. This is the time.
I think Enigma or Chen is a decent option here for EHOME. LGD or not. Yeah, there's your Chen. Okay.
Good call. Good call.
LGD.
Chen's very.
Man, now LGD is really wishing they did not ban H Emperors.
This is something you see that's a difference between.
This is a
the
dirty
East and
draft
West.
from EHOME. This is. I really like this EHOME draft right now. If they have a decent laning stage, it's going to be so difficult to stop them come mid game.
That's a good way to add pressure on Razor, someone who's typically a lane dominator. You got Chen now who can kind of come out from the woodwork.
Yeah.
The mini army.
3v1 mid. You got the 2 creeps, the 1 hero.
Yeah.
Can't drain all their damage.
Yeah. All right, very good. So they see this now. What do we go for here?
They need
Enchantress
support.
to take the Chen creeps, and they have the extra bit of heal sustain power. Or
you want a strong laning support. You have a Lycan Axe, 2 melee heroes already. Lion is kind of a so-so laning support. I would still say Skywrath is not a bad option here.
10 seconds remaining.
The only issue with the Skywrath pick is he doesn't stop the push at all, and I think that's the tough thing for LGD is they ideally want a support that can deep-push. They go Phoenix.
Phoenix, huh? That's a support Phoenix.
No, I think they're jungling the Axe. 4-position Axe. Yeah, Shao Eight's playing it.
A little bit of that, who is it again? Who did that during DAC a lot? Is it Inflame? No, it wasn't Inflame. It
was Inflame and Mushi were playing a lot of these like unusual junglers.
Yes, that was it.
Bloodseeker, Ursa.
So yeah, the Inflame 4-position Axe is something we saw frequently at DAC.
So they're trying to be a little greedy here. They know the Chen's likely to just be setting up the jungle stacks for Storm Spirit. Tidehunter as an offlaner, he just wants to stack and farm Ancients to get levels. He doesn't really want to pressure the map that much. And they're trying to trade, basically. So you want to play your economy game, that's okay. We'll do the same thing. It's a pretty good Phoenix game. At least for the laning stage. Later on, Storm is really good at catching them out and punishing them. Once he gets an Orchid, the Phoenix really struggles. But up until the Orchid pickup, this is a nice offlane Phoenix game. The one concern is now you have very little help for your lanes. You just have MMY walk. Like, the Chen can either help the lanes or he can jungle. Axe just jungles for those first few minutes. And we are going to see Shao Eightr on top to start, but I'm pretty sure he's just going to be in the woods.
Yeah, this
Unless they want to, like, dual lane this Phoenix Axe or something. That would be a little weird.
It's a greedy lineup, though, man. And I feel like there will be a lack of presence in the early game where they'll be more prioritized, whether it's working in the jungle or getting the most out of your lane. And not too much early movement. I mean, when your least greedy hero is a MMY Lion who needs a Blink Dagger at some point, things are going to be a bit interesting. But for the side of EHOME...
MMY would love to have those boots first, but it's not going to happen here. He's got to play the hard support.
He's going to be delegated to Ward Bitch, like some of us just got to do from time to time.
Are they dual laning? Chug Witch Doctor versus Phoenix Axe. That actually wouldn't be too terrible for LGD. Maybe they just dual lane top. I was expecting, like, okay, you have Chen, and we're gonna change up this Axe pick, put him into the jungle, and just trade. But perhaps they feel like they can actually win this top lane if they go dual lane.
Yeah, this is a bit.
And they are gonna have Howl damage. That's the other thing to keep in mind. It's almost a tri-lane when you factor that in.
Very interesting, and I wonder if it's something EHOME will anticipate as they do look to guard out. Oh, does he get the snag?
No. Nice try by Yao.
We saw that yesterday, a successful Phoenix rune snag just like that, but this time not so lucky. Very cheeky play, but not happening. Landham goes right across to the other side and already gets some early vision on those ancient stacks just in case, so very good for them, and I guess we could just kind of fly through some of the roster introductions here. Dire's side. Both these teams, by the way, each got their win. They just need one more, and like you said, potentially this will get them into the next stage. The loser could be done with Starladder. So, Inflame, mid lane, he's going to be playing your Storm Spirit going toe-to-toe with Sylar on the Lycan. Top lane, we got that dual lane. Not a lane you see very often. It's Zhao Wei, the director, playing Axe, along with Yao, who's typically their off-laner, playing the Phoenix on the other side.
Yao's getting punished, though.
He's
These Witch Doctor auto-attacks, get out of my lane.
He hits so hard, man. And the auto attack is just very nice, long range to work with. He can just hop in and out of the fog, poking him, pinching him. Doesn't take too much muscle power to...
Normally when it's a solo Phoenix offlane, they get the double Rain of Protection, which you could see why. The hero has 0 base armor. Even with a single Rain of Protection, he's still getting heavily punished and zoned out of the lane.
Yeah. On the other side, though, Zhao Weit's just pushing the lane forward by taking what CS he can, and now he's looking to muscle down Lanham here. Once they kind of get their levels together, you have the spirits, you can slow them down a bit, allow Zhao Weit to get close for a call. There might be potential for LGD to maybe sneak in a kill here and there. We'll have to see. But mid lane in Flame off to a nice head start, 7-0 CS, and you're looking at Sylar, who's matching him just behind, 7-0. Lycan and Storm will match up, but on the other side of the world, we have ROTK, who's going to be doing the Tidehunter here. Has yet to find the CS, but he is close enough to find some XP. MMY is like, where the hell is this ROTK? I'm going to get him the hell back. Sees him now, and they just kind of do a little bit of a cat and mouse between each other.
Not easy for Lion to deal with Tidehunter 1v1.
No, certainly not.
You really want the Razor to come and help, but then, of course, he's maybe missing on CS as well. But a little skirmish here at the top. Rune Dakota, creep coming in. Yao does have a dive available, but he may be forced to use that dive.
Yep.
Has to back off towards mid.
Illusion.
And I'm curious where he's going. He had to take the long road around to check out the rune, and he will have to head back to lane. And I wonder if Zhao Weit's just going to kind of be here for a little bit till he gets the Tranquils, and then he could go back to the jungle and give the lane to Phoenix to farm up.
They have slowed down the Jugs farm, so like you look at the duel lane so far, would you call it a success? I don't know. Axe is level 4. He could be just free farming the jungle and just have the Phoenix up here, and I think Phoenix should be okay versus a Witch Doctor jungle.
Oh! Never mind. I got way overhyped there about nothing. I thought they were actually sneaking for a courier kill, but it was their own. They're actually just smoked up, but they are looking to get aggressive. Yeah, I lost my mind. I'm like, they're about to get their own courier. Oh,
Woo!
no.
All right, there's a smoke, though, as you mentioned.
I was like, oh, well, they're in a weird spot, but here they go. They're going to put down a pretty aggressive ops ward, man, right behind the pole camp. They inch forward.
EHOME have a few more pieces they can kind of move around the map here. With the dual lanes, the big downside is you pretty much know where all their heroes are at all times. There's no one who can be off doing a double, triple pull and just disappearing into the woods. They've seen this Phoenix recently. So ZYF is struggling a bit in terms of farm. The big hero for EHOME is always going to be the Storm, though. And right now, in Flame, yeah, he's up against Hal, but it's also a melee hero on the Lycan, and he's having a great time of it mid. 20-1 on his CS.
Very good. But King CS belongs to Maybe, and it's not just the highest takedown of 24. He's also been putting in the work denying 13, trying to take it away from ROTK. If ROTK is going to be able to sit in the lane and be in the range of XP, he's going to deny as much as possible. And you see the effect of that. ROTK is trying to get his level 4, and already Razor about 4.5. With phase boots on hand, Maybe just kind of steps off to the side where you could see EHOME supports actually taking the jungle over.
They haven't really gotten much done yet with the Chen. He got a single stack, actually a double stack off here, but there's mud golems, unfortunately, off in the dire woods, and that was it as far as stacks go. He hasn't cleared any yet. Hasn't really slowed down the Lycan mid. That's mostly just been the Storm doing it all on his lonesome, as they, at the same time, I feel like EHOME are going to have kind of a weak mid game if they don't start making plays. The Tidehunter, obviously, as you point out, isn't getting anything out of the off lane. Ooh. Jug's kind of being shut down. It's the Storm who could maybe have an impact.
Here they come. Net's going to go on to Maybe here, and the heal comes out. Lamb's going to be in trouble with Inflame, using that ball lightning, jumps right on into Maybe. Maybe very low. Sidestepping off to the side. Please save me as he goes into a little bit of a... Well, that closet.
This was taking too long, though. Yeah. Now the big bad wolves arrive with a double damage, and Sylar might bring them all down. They're going to roast in flame, and he will die in flames. Courier is going to fall in the meantime. That was the dire Courier, so they end up giving up 3 kills. Their precious Storm and a Courier. Speaking of Couriers, now the raiding Courier just wandering around, still walking at 5 minutes. Yeah, we'd better fix that. Our baby Roshan needs to be genuine. Ice baby Roshan needs to be upgraded.
Probably worth like $5 grand or some crap. Might as well get it flying.
If it was a CSGO skin, it'd be worth like $1 million, probably.
Exactly.
Man, what a train wreck for them.
That took way too long to get the job done.
That's really
and everyone's like, oh, there's a fight. Let me just TP on down there. How convenient. Sylar's got a DD. And then he just kind of cleans house. And with that, you know, when they designate themselves to go into the LGD jungle and harass around a bit, they, you know, forced Jug to kind of be alone in this top lane, and Zhao Wei kind of took control ever since then. He's beating out the Jug right now, and he's 31-10 as far as CS, and he's got some good early boost of gold. He might get a good time Blink Dagger as well.
Yeah, this Chen pick is just not getting the job done. He's the lowest level support in the hero, period, in the game, and it's not like he's won their lanes either. When you look at what say, Puppy does for Secret. He either farms like a madman, and he's like level 6, 7 at this point, well on his way to a mech, or he wins the mid lane for his team. And unfortunately, this Chen pick hasn't gotten either accomplished. Didn't dominate bottom. When he rotated there, LGD were ready to counter and end up punishing them on a very long tower dive. It's looking a little bit concerning for EHOME as they move into the mid game. Now down 3,000 gold, 2,000 experience, and they're the team with the jungler who should be ahead.
Yeah, that's where I was going to call out during the draft with the 5th Chen pick. I think that's one of the big differences we see between the East and West scene. There's so much priority in getting that first pick or first ban Chen on the West side because they really know what this hero can do and what he offers to the game, and they make use of that. Whereas in the Eastern scene, they will just completely ignore it, or they're like, oh, we'll grab it up now, but maybe they're out of practice with using the Chen or something. I don't want to go too deep into it, but you're right. I mean,
the one player from China who's really impressive on Chen as of late has been Chuan. I think he played it once for IG the other day. He's a very experienced player on that hero, and he's got a lot on. Oh, ROTK. Barely able to TP out in time bottom lane. They almost got him, though. As they are trying to set up mid lane, it looks like they've got Lanham sitting back in flame. Could try and make a go here on Yao before he gets the egg, but he's almost level 6. They're about to hit a big timing now. Xiao 8, the Tranquils have been complete. He's almost got his Blink Dagger. They get their Vlads on the Lycan. Drums are going to be out soon for maybe. A whole host of big items en route. Whereas you look at EHOME, what do they have coming? ROTK's Blink is a long way off. Chen is nowhere near mech, only has 900 gold. Jug just has phase boots. It's not just that they're down, it's like there's nobody who's about to get something that will really change the sides of this game. What they need is a big team fight built around the Ravage, which they will have soon. Yeah. But if they can't find that big team fight around the Ravage, then I fear EHOME just have very little momentum going into the mid game.
Yeah, as soon as their support staff and offlane are able to reach their level 6, then they can feel a bit more comfortable about it. They might need the access to that Hand of God so that when they do make big commitments, they can have something to help out and boost them in the sustain department. But LGD is feeling very like a strong start for him, and what was a unorthodox laning setup has kind of worked out. And I don't know if that's a tribute to EHOME and their lackluster early aggression and how it just seemed to not be as uniform as it should, or if it's just LGD kind of finding what they want on the lanes and kind of thinking to the next level.
And they're smoked now. Xiao 8, fresh shiny Blink ready to go, wants to make something happen top. Doesn't have any vision for this, though, and ZYF is kind of tucked off in the woods. Let's see where they make their go. Now, swinging back towards mid. There are some heroes in position, but oh no, Storm! This is bad.
Jump in, call. He is able to get the ball lightning up and above.
No
spins. Go near the help, but yeah.
Xiao 8, the RNG not with them this day. Just needed like one spin there to get that kill.
Not happening though, so with that, their smoke gank not going to come out as a success. Just some early movement and some pressure. It does force Storm to go back to the base, and he will leave the lane with ROTK, who is very, very close to getting that level 6. So once you get your Ravage together, you got your Death Ward almost online, and like I said before, the Hand of God. EHOME could feel a lot more comfortable about either doing a good counter initiation to LGD, initiation, or they could just kind of look for a fight themselves, because they might need to do that, because otherwise LGD could take control of the map, and then you have your Lycan going for a kill. Top lane, you see the spin happening here. Will we get redemption? We will. Sylar moving race car status right now to catch up. There's the Hand of God. Helps for now.
There's the pull. There you go.
On the Wolf. He doesn't want to let up quite yet. Ravage will stop him in his place from ROTK. And just says, see you later, buddy. Egg is going to have to be popped, but they start right-clicking it. But do they have enough? They do. The bird goes down. 3 down all day.
That is so big. Maybe comes in with a drum charge. He wants to try and make something happen on the back of this. One more auto tech will bring down Inflame. He's able to zip out. ROTK able to TP home, and even ZYF limps back to the safety of the fountain. And what was a very comfortable lead for LGD, it just takes that one fight, outplays all across the board. The last second Chen heal, really nice play there by Inflame Storm. He could have used the pull earlier, but then they wouldn't have gotten the kill. And the Lycan could have either just backed off to safety or even continued chase and possibly secured it. They timed the Hand of God perfectly, just kept on baiting him forward. Then they get the pull off right when he's about to get that killing auto attack. Then he's still about to get it, and the Ravage comes out. Like, EHOME just played LGD like a fiddle in that fight. And then, as soon as the Supernova is deployed, no hesitation. They just auto-attack Yao's egg, calmly bringing him down. Man, what a great fight from behind for EHOME.
Probably could have been a different story for LGD, but I believe their line was not there. MMY was taking the time to get Soul Farm and get his Finger of Death, which he does have now. The smoke, I think, just gets popped right now. Xiaowei waiting right by his side to see if anyone wants to kind of contest a defense here against Sylar pushing the tower and then make a jump play. The closest person's ROTK, and his Ravage is down, so it'd be a good target, but ROTK has the creeps well behind the tower, and it looks like they're just going to have to sack it. So tower will go down. No opportunity for LGD to make initiation, or will there be? They're persistent, man. They're waiting here on the side to see if ROTK gets a bit reckless.
If you're EHOME right now, you give up that tower bottom, but the tower you really want to hold is this tier 1 mid. Unfortunately, it's being flanked and pressured from all sides. Xiaowei up on the high ground. He might get spotted here in just a moment. They have seen MMY as Big Bird. Gonna march through here, but well, now onto the mid lane, and Flame goes onto maybe a little bit too tanky to actually kill him. So he'll just back off and head for this top rune instead. He is going Bloodstone build.
Straight Bloodstone too. Gil, don't take that rune. Saps it down and whips it away. I don't think he got it right. Nope, he did not. So quick deny there from your Razor, but yeah. Sometimes for Storm Spirits, they will lead in with at least the casual Soul Ring and then look to finish out the Orchid, but I guess if they feel like there's potential to build up some early charges, or if they just are more focused on trying to get that ability to farm faster by having the resource capability of a Bloodstone, then they'll just go for it. And in fact, of the more recent Storm Spirit games I've seen, especially in the Star Ladder China division, it's been Bloodstones all the way for first grab.
Well, this push ain't happening. You're up against the double Wild Wing Ripper. We're back in Kansas, and Dorothy ain't liking the way these tornadoes are looking. They're going to be forced off. There's no blink on RTK, but he is damn close to getting it. And LGD, if they don't push this tower now, they may not find it so easy to claim later on Dakota. This is going to buy time for the Storm to go towards that Bloodstone build, and it looks like RTK may be about ready to go clear out his Ancients. Has the level 3 Anchor Smash as well as the Kraken Shell. This will take a little while, a little extra time with that Granite Aura, but should be able to get the job done at some point. And, you know, considering how fast this blink was for Xiaowei, they've gotten very little done with it. Good lane ward here top, going to spot out the next rotation. The gank mid didn't end up working out. He wasn't involved in the fight top. It looked like Xiaowei might just be able to single-handedly take over the game, but EHOME, a combination of good positioning, good wards, and a little bit of luck has allowed them to dodge every single incoming gank.
Well, we'll see if they can keep up that bit of luck and positioning here, as the smoke will come out from LGD. They're hoping to maybe find a jungling Chen here.
If they do, it's right before he completes his mech, but he has spent most of his gold. Wouldn't be the biggest kill.
Nice ward drop, so they see the Chen farming, but they risk their smoke being popped, and they will have to walk away from these creeps, and looks like a potentially another lost opportunity.
EHOME can Roche pretty easily as well. That's something LGD do have to be careful about, and you look at their vision right now, they don't have much. They're trying to split push, throwing the Lycan towards the top tower. He'll take that down for free, and now gonna apply pressure mid. Can EHOME take this fight? It's gonna be tough. LGD they're pretty tanky on their frontliners, and they do have the egg. Looks like they maybe just split push and sack this tower instead.
ROTK got his Blink Dagger, but he does not have a TP that he can use. He has one, but it's on cooldown, so he can't come. LGD really needed to take down this access point of a tier 1 tower, because they are the team that you would look at on paper and be like, they want to do the Roche. They have their Lycan with the Vlads ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, they want to make sure that if they can do it, they can do it scot-free. They don't want to have the risk of EHOME being able to TP close by and then a Blink and Ravage to start things off, and then it goes to Disasterville, so...
Well, if EHOME don't want to defend their towers, then LGD are just going to keep on taking them for free. And, you know, the issue here is you're holding on to that Ravage. You just keep on holding on to it. And by the time he ends up using it, they could have used it in one fight and had it ready to go for the next. So, at this point, this tower is going down. It's a question of whether it gets denied or not. And they leave maybe in front. They're getting a lot of extra gold here. EHOME can't afford to give these up for free, but they also don't seem to be able to find an easy way to initiate. Well, who's going to get the last hit? Looks like it may be denied. Oh. Okay, tower denied.
Big hype right there. Big hype.
Still, though, they're losing map control. And they got to make a move. They can't just keep on... The worst part is they sent 5 to defend the tower, and then still it ends up going down. So at least they get the deny, but I think EHOME may be looking for that Roche sneak soon. Perhaps we see a smoke gank out of them. They don't just want to watch this Lycan walk around the map taking their towers for no trade at all.
I am surprised to see for LGD, and this might be because of all these tower takedowns, and the other reason why that's so important is because I was like, oh, MMY, he's going to be the ward bitch. Well, your ward bitch, he has the last, he's 1900 gold. He's going to have a Blink Dagger pretty damn fast, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's the Phoenix who's behind. No, Phoenix is, you know, looking to work towards a mechanism, and not your traditional, like, Midas pickup. A lot of Phoenixes like to get the Midas because they want the levels. They want that Supernova to be leveled up sooner than later. That's when it gets to beastly status, and you need those extra hits.
Usually for the offlane Phoenix, and it's basically, I guess, if you go for the Midas here, then you have a lineup that's built around some pretty strong mid-game fighting, and not having a mech could hurt you. So.
It's true, it's true. Definitely need the extra bit of sustain.
The Midas build is really nice in Phoenix, but... I guess this frees up the Razor to go BKB first, is the big thing, so he can play more of a carry role, and they'll let the Phoenix be that support here.
It's good. You get hit by the Ravage, you pop the mech, and it certainly helps out the damage that was probably.
EHOME have a decent amount of spread damage in general, so mech is as always going to be a solid item here. They are all grouping up with their mech complete to EHOME just walk into the pit. There's still no Radiant Vision in that area. I feel like LGD are okay if they just give it up. But EHOME just haven't taken it yet. Well,
maybe going for it here. They are. Mask of Madness complete. I mean, this is just what Jug does if he wants to do it. But maybe fearing that they see a lot missing from the map nearby. And they're going to turn things around. They make the double jump onto Zhao Wei.
He got the call off before the pull, though.
Still in trouble, those.
This is dangerous, Dakota. This is a long way to dive. They're going to let the Supernova go. 3 heroes stunned from MMY. Comes out. Everybody getting chased back. They dunk the first. Omni Slash has already been committed. They got nothing done with it. They're going to lose ZYF as well as they dive forward, swinging onto Lanham. He'll TP out. DDC getting stunned and brought down. It's a 3-for-0 exchange.
Wow.
MMY, excellent Impale. Also a really nice Supernova placement by Yao. He was like all the way back over here, way out of position for them to jump him. And even the start of the fight, Storm zips in, doesn't pull while he's zipping, then he gets called. I think at that point, if you're LGD, or if you're EHOME, you do not chase that next step and still go for it. But
I mean,
they did, and they got punished.
ROTK still with Ravage.
There's no way. Is there a way? ROTK?
ROTK all the way.
They have the Witch Doctor ulti. I mean, there's a chance. They're gonna go for this. They're not gonna give it up, but he gets intercepted.
No. Rejected, as the call will be there, but look at the zip in comes and he gets it! Takes the Aegis and snags it away. LGD just won a fight and now they could lose as the Ravage flies out. They lose 2. Zhao Wei, desperate to leave with the TP, will make it out narrowly, but just as the LGD get a big boost in their economy, they just lose it all as EHOME take it right back.
And worse is that now EHOME are going to get the tier 1 mid. This is a crucial map control for Storm. Storm with Aegis. Well, all of a sudden, they may be trailing even more in gold after that fight as, of course, LGD got the Roche last hit. So they get an additional influx there, but that's a big swing of momentum. Make no mistake about it. Now Storm will complete his Bloodstone very comfortably, can build towards the next item. Quite possibly that Orchid pickup, and once he gets an Orchid, he can just go around the map killing the MMY Lion, killing the Phoenix quite easily. Well, does have a mech soon, so not quite easily, but can bring him down in the right situation. Man, what a play by EHOME. They pretty much had to take that risk though. If they just give LGD the Roche after that fight, then they're completely on the back foot for the next 5 to 8 minutes.
Might have been unfortunate there, not having any wards on hand. Now MMY does have 2 wards, but I felt like that was a response after that fight. Had they been able to get a ward on that high ground, the Imba high ground ward right behind Roche, you might have seen anyone looking to contest, but Storm just comes out like a bat out of hell. Says, my Aegis now, and then they just take over the fight.
ROTK was the ultimate distraction there.
Yeah.
Walks in, he's like, hey, come at me, Zhao Wei. Happy to oblige and call him, and just gave him that opening. As Inflame is going to set up, wants to try and start finding some kills around the map here. Maybe expecting a rotation towards this top tower, but seems he's not going to find it.
Radiant's top tower is
ZYF will just take it for free, I guess. All right, another tower going the way of EHOME, Dakota.
Glyph it.
Radiant's top tower has
You're
fallen.
so upset, right? that
I know it
disgruntled sigh.
It doesn't matter, and he'll get the tower anyway, but you never know. You can make him flub the last hit because of the glyph. It holds him there a little bit longer while you're trying to push your bottom lane as they are. And you got to get practice in to make sure you do it every time. So I don't think there's any reason not to do it, even if the tower's
Cliff it or
get away.
ticket.
Yeah.
Cliff it or
so
ticket.
that's just my reasoning for it. And, well, they are able to make a trade. They take the tier 2 on the bottom side while they were able to snag the tier 1 for EHOME on the top. But look at this. They're actually considering making it go. And remember, it's EHOME with the Aegis here. But LGD happy to oblige and maybe some fisticuffs here.
They don't have a whole lot of fisticuff type heroes though. You've got
like, nope, never mind.
The only one's really the Lycan. He's the puncher of the bunch. The rest resort to weapons or zappers of some kind.
Zappers.
Yep.
Maybe
the bug zappers.
Storm. There's
yeah.
zappers.
Yeah, you've got the Phoenix Sunray, the Lion Finger,
Scorchers.
This is like a game of laser tag in theory. They're not doing anything with the Aegis as far as objectives go, but if you're EHOME, I think you're okay with that, just farming. They now want to make their move, though. They've got 2 minutes on this Aegis. Blink Ravage is online. Maybe he does have a BKB, though. Oh, he gets it off. Nice. Now RTK goes in, but he gets caught by a call from Xiao. Where's that egg? Yao trying to get in position for it. He gets clipped by the Ravage, and now the chase is on. Inflame surviving for now. The Juggernaut will be the man down, and Storm gonna have to back off. Fingered, controlled for the time being, will zip to the high ground. Still has a healthy amount of mana to maybe turn this fight, but his team's getting run down. They munch 3, and, well, your Storm survives, but that's about it. Just a really quick set of reactions there from LGD. As soon as the Storm zips in, maybe BKBs, and then Xiao gets the blink call on 2, and as soon as they got that interruption, EHOME had lost the fight. From there, all they could do was kind of cut their losses and run away.
We're asking for Xiao to make a big impact once he got that blink dagger. We didn't see it, but this is where it counts, and he makes it work. Now, mid lane, they're going to eliminate the last outer tower here for EHOME. The map is theirs to take, but bottom lane, there's also or top lane rather, there is a push happening, but they don't care. They have another couple of seconds to work with. They're going to make the best of it here as they look to go into this tier 3 with no glyph up and
use your Aegis. Storm zipping in, getting sent right back, and well, that was cute, that was clever, but how are you defending your buildings? RTK Blinkson has no Ravage, they know it too. And they're going to pop their Crimson Guard Dakota and just keep on going.
Well, slowly withering it down. ROTK gets stunned. Inflame, though, looking to go to town. He can unleash his fury. Has the Aegis to go back on, but they still got that egg, and they pop it. It's enough to force Inflame to go away. Meanwhile, they move on forward and take out ROTK. Now back on the objective at hand as they look to go for the racks, but Inflame says, stop it! Don't do that. Jumps in, gets stunned immediately. Death Ward going to be dropped to zone back LGD, but the Shapeshift comes out with a BKB.
They have a call waiting. They have a Hex waiting as well. They're going to get him before he can jump back. He ends up falling. The Storm. Oh. Precious Storm going down. No Bloodstone deny. Then the 2-hero Blake. A call. A chop number 1. No time for a chop 2. He dies too fast. ZYF now being chased back to the tier 3 tower.
Get back to the racks.
Just kill buildings, LGD. Come on, this is a Director 8 team. You should know better. They're going to lose their Lion to the Dire Tower. Now ZYF with a backstep. He's got Omni Slash. This could go poorly for LGD if they get caught out here. Nice cast. Better Maledict. Sylar will fall. Or they commit the Omni for that. They maybe could have gotten a second kill to buffer that one up. And when the dust settles, the melee racks are claimed, but... well, good bait there by CYF. He sends them on a merry chase around the world and salvages what ultimately was still a pretty bad fight, but he gets a little bit of income out of it for his team.
So they get to walk away with a tier 3 takedown and a melee racks. This is very, very profitable and very, very good for LGD, and that was just good timing and know-how. They knew ROTK had no Ravage, and, well, they didn't even care that Inflame had an Aegis. They felt confident enough that they could stride themselves forward after that tift in the mid lane earlier, and
I don't know if we mentioned it, but Witch Doctor also bought back as well, so...
yes, he did buy back. Yeah, we didn't call it out, but they lost even more.
I'm just looking at this graph right now, and, like, there was, like, what, like 10 green dots, and then that last fight has, like, 12 to 15 in itself. So many objectives taken. The racks, the tower, the multiple hero kills stacking up, forcing out the buyback. That's a pretty big economic blow to EHOME. Even though they get a couple of kills at the end, I still think they have a chance here. You are working towards your double Ravage. RTK has an Oblivion Staff. You can try to complete the Perseverance and get the recipe. Maybe you'll have it before the next push. And Inflame is building towards an Orca. They are a bit behind, but this lineup is very strong late game for EHOME. And if you're LGD, you don't want to get cocky here. Need to be a little more composed the next time they take the base and just focus on the racks rather than chasing for these kills.
Well, their late game potential for LGD and Sylar. He does have a Basher and 1,200 gold, so he is a wealthy man right now. And it looks like they'll just go back to their farm status, feeling pretty confident after what they've done in mid lane.
Yeah, Abyssal could be really big this game.
Yeah.
Jug Blade Furies, you just Abyssal him and kill him off. Storm, if you happen to be next to him when he jumps in, an Abyssal will end his life. He's got no Lincolns, he's unlikely to build one. There is a ward here for that Storm, and it looks like mid was where the actual breakout is. Lanham gets chased, they have no Omni Slash, no mana for it. And because of that, Sylar able to get a freebie. Well, is it a freebie at the end? He BKBs. Inflame committed all his mana for that, and he'll be forced back. Oh, just now got the mana for the Omni. That's a bit unfortunate for ZYF. Well, I guess more unfortunate for Lanham, but also unfortunate for ZYF.
You can feel EHOME are like hoping that they can find a way back into this one. I mean, it felt like it was LGD with the big fight, you know, the triple stun from MMY going into the Roche. EHOME know that LGD are weak and wounded from the previous fight, so they're able to take the Roche, snag the Aegis, and LGD go right back the other way. EHOME want to keep that trend going and find their response now, their way back into the game, but LGD might have been a lesson learned. They don't want to hand anything over too easy. They want to make sure they determine when it's the time to take the fight or when it's the time to go for objectives. And if it means waiting till after a pickoff or waiting till the Ravage goes down, they'll wait as long as they got to. But look at this. Aggressive ward start coming out. MMY right into the big camp. Doesn't even know how close he is to...
And now onto mid. Inflame going to get caught out. Their precious Storm. Hand of God committed. He's got a Bloodstone deny, but... no longer hexed. He's able to barely zip out. Needs to kill a creep to remove this battle hunger. Well, that was close. That is the one hero that simply cannot die.
Oh, ROTK though, with that ward, they spot him out. Jump in call. Now Sylar in Shapeshift moves on forward.
Spent all his gold.
Him down.
He did spend all his gold. There's no creeps at the base, but they're going for additional kills. They'll bring down Lanham as well. Xiao Eight's pinning out the range racks here, and there's no backdoor protection. This is
Ravage. No buyback for ROTK.
All right, now the protection kicks in.
Well, they gotta wait for this creep to move on forward. Maybe is doing the cryptic on the side here, trying to split push a bit, but yeah, these racks will go down. They're trying to fight here as the glyph will be popped. Look at how much the health comes back after the glyph. And they got to bring it down one more time. They don't care if they have to sweat for it. They'll get it done. And now with that, and with the aid of maybe pushing out this top lane, he unleashes the Eye of the Storm and does some damage. He's trying to bait out BKBs with that, I imagine.
The problem is he's not scary. Like, even if he goes on solo, who's he killing here? Sylar's got 1900 health and a BKB cooling down. Xiao 8, 1700 with a Crimson Guard, maybe. BKB, 2000 health. Nobody is in any danger of dying unless there's also at least one Ravage, possibly two, and they see the Juggernaut off bottom. So LGD cave in 2 full lanes of racks. They did get some good farm out of this. Battle Fury is now complete on your Juggernaut. There's potential here for him to just wipe the floor with LGD, and I still don't count EHOME entirely out. One good double Ravage with an Omni Slash over the top, with Storm to clean up, they could team wipe LGD. But if they waste a Ravage, if Tidehunter dies without buyback, it's game over at that point. So they got to be very careful here how they've basically used up all of their insurance policies now. They sacked 2 lanes of Rex just to try and hang on while they farm, and from here on out, Dakota, they got to play close to perfect for quite a while.
Yeah, that's going to be a tall order, though. Nowadays, when you lose 2 sets of racks, the comeback potential is very limited with those huge boosts of gold you get now from taking down racks that everyone gets on your team. You see these supports are able to throw together some good farm. I mean, Phoenix has a Yules now, as maybe a response towards the Orchid that Inflame has on his Storm Spirit. So if he's
the only easy kill is the Lion, and MMY is about to get a BKB. Yeah. At that point, Storm cannot get any kills unless his team initiates for him. It comes down to RTK hitting some big Ravages. He's still 800 gold short, though. He's got to get this refresher quickly. I don't even know if he gets it in time. LGD are going to take Roche, and I see no reason why they don't just go down bottom after this.
Yeah. Maybe
push in the top and the mid lanes first if they get pushed out too much before the Roche falls, but beyond that, Dakota, you have AC. You look to go win the game now. And you do it before the double Ravage even comes online.
I think this is the window that LGD
no, they're going to contest. Okay, no, too late. Roche already down.
Oh no! Well,
are they still going to try to take the fight? They're going to try to ambush LGD. Oh, this is very risky. They lose this fight outside the base. That is the game.
That is
it all hinges on this.
Oh, smoke pops from the side. ROTK jumps in, only catches one. And Sylar pops his BKB and runs on forward and just eliminates ROTK from the game. They also are able to quickly slaughter the Chen. On the back end side, they do manage to bring down Sylar and MMY, but with that, you can see the rest of LGD should be able to thrive. Nice jump in call from Zhao Wei, locks ZYF in place. And now there comes the cavalry. Jumping in is going to be Yao and as well, maybe, as they will be able to scorch and dunk, take out the jug. 70 seconds, no buyback, and this is the last and final push, and probably the last and final
This is the end of their base.
3.
They've got the double Razor ultimate. He's going to hold on to the refresher for now. Double BKB, double ulti. They're going to go straight for the throne. There's no Ravage. There's no Omni. Who cares if we've used our BKBs? You can't punish it. Inflame will try. He comes in from the rear, but silences Xiao 8, so he won't get called. Now going to zip back out. LGD, they should just be focusing on objectives. That's what they're doing now. Well, Lana wants to fight, so he'll probably pay with his life. Maybe fighting his way forward. The egg will end up dropping. They lose Yao. And with that, perhaps they've been able to hold the line and force some heroes back. Jug will buy back. Heavy commitment from EHOME to hold their base. And if you're LGD, well, you still have your Aegis. You have your Refresher Razor. Sure, you lose a couple of
He
heroes.
wants to fight.
Okay.
Yeah, he pops both of them, and he's like, let's do it. Goes right on to RTK. See you later.
Jesus. Well, this is the bigger kill. If he can get ZYF now, is there a Chen send back available? He shredded him. The Mask of Madness. No, that's it. That's a dieback on your Jug. And with that, I think LGD are just going to cave in this final lane of Rax. This melee in danger. Maybe the ult still going strong. The lightning flows through, courses through his veins, and even if maybe falls, he has secured another melee. Rax make it, potentially mega creeps. It's close. No, he wants Lanham instead. He wants a little bit of everything, and he'll get nothing until the wolf comes in. Well, Rax almost dead. Dakota. Chen is now dead. Sylar is going to kill up in flame. Back to the well. GG. LGD dodge a bullet here versus EHOME. They will be 1-1. EHOME dropping to 0-2, and now EHOME have to pray for Tong Fu to take down LGD for them to have any shot at staying alive here and maybe forcing a tiebreak.
Well, well, well. LGD, man, look really good there. Very back and forth, though, between both these teams. It wasn't like one team looked significantly more promising and more like they outclassed their opponent. It was just the draft kind of worked in their favor. They were able to execute at the moments that they needed to, and they got everything they wanted out of it. Just LGD, man. Props to them. EHOME, though, they look just as sharp. The old boys, well, they're going to hope that Tong Fu kind of do them justice at this point.
I feel like going in that game, EHOME probably look at it and say, we didn't get enough out of our Chen. The Chen was underleveled. He tried to pressure bottom where Razor was. Didn't slow down Razor at all. Didn't win mid for his team. Had a very late mech. They weren't able to take fast towers in their safe lane, the LGD off lane. Compare that to what Chens have achieved. A lot of I think the Western Chens right now have been the most impressive if you go back to DAC.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the Southeast Asian teams have run it, but with similarly mixed results to what we saw here for EHOME. And the big stand-up player for that is Chuan in China. Outside of Chuan, I just haven't seen many Chinese teams running Chen, let alone getting a lot done. But when the dust settles, LGD in good position here.
They look good, and that's going to wrap things up for our first series today, but we got more Dota action to come. We got a whole nother best of 3. Let's go ahead and take a moment to look at what we got in store for us. Actually, it's probably going to take me a moment to sadly switch this over with how it goes, but our next matchup indeed will be Vici Gaming taking on Hyper Glory Team. Who do you got on that one there, LD? Remember, Vici Gaming, no more black. They have a new roster now.
Have they played any games yet with the new roster?
I don't believe so. I think this is their first one. Oh, I actually need to update this, but it's not 1-1 anymore.
Yeah, of course. 2-1 for LGD now. Well, I mean, Vici Gaming should be the heavy favorites. HGT looked very shaky at DAC. They did replace Black. Maybe that hurts them at first, but in the long run, I think things were always going to be tough with Black.
Yeah.
Regardless of all their factors, he was kind of a dead man walking. Like, he knew, he had heard the rumors, he knew that maybe the team wanted to move on from him, and it gets to a point where just psychologically, if you feel like you're unwanted as a teammate, then it's hard to bring your A game. So I expect big things out of Hao. I don't think we've seen much out of him lately. Newbie was kind of a train wreck towards the end there at DAC, but he should be revitalized. This was their first choice for a carry, their one position player. They got him. And now we'll just have to see if he was the right pickup. But I think he's a good fit for Vici. He's a very aggressive player, and that's what Vici are looking for. They have a very aggressive support duo with FY Fenrir. We could see this team just rolling over HGT in like an hour, easily. I could see them having 2 quick 30-minute wins or even less than that.
Well, we'll see if that's going to be the case. That match is actually scheduled to start 5 minutes ago. So we're going to wrap things up here and try to get right into the new lobby so we can get Dota your way. I'm KotLGuy, that's LD. We're Beyond the Summit, bringing you the English coverage here for Star Ladder Season 12, and we'll be right back with more Dota action.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning! Solid as a rock! Cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!